It's my fault. The microphone was not on. Sorry. First section, yeah, morning section. How was it? You understood what I say? Okay, good. Thank you. So we'll go continue the second part. The Hainan settlement converse with conscious. Yeah, the first section is very important, and then the second is part is the set. How do you think you can become Hainan settlement? How to do it? Do you know how we can reach this state, Hainan settlement? That's how we're going to talk about it. Mm. Um, Hainan settlement. For that, you have to regain a self-awareness, focus on the present moment. Um, Hai- Hainan settlement meaning when is no shadow. When the mind and body become one, the shadow disappears. If you are unable to establish the Hainan position, the amount of devotion you offer does not matter. Without establishing this Hainan position free of shadow, you are not able to be with or go to God, who has no silver of a shadow, because you are not in a perpendicular position. What is shadow, brother, sister? Shadow is our fallen nature, our fallen concept. That's why, because you were dominated by those concepts and fallen nature. So mother say we have to let go everything. To meaning shadow, meaning you have to let go all those things. Then otherwise you cannot reach the high noon settlement. So if you can become a zero, become a none in yourself, then God can appear in you. God is the root of love, the root of life, the root of lineage, and the root of conscience. This is undeniable fact. If there is such a God, why can we not feeling Him? It is because He and we are one. He is one with love, one with lineage, and one with life, and one with conscience. God is the root. If you want to manifest God, you have to spread your love in all your in four direction. That is, you must invest your love. If if you sacrifice everything, even your life and love, then return to the 0 point. Then God will take ownership and appear in you. At the 0 point, centering on God, every everything connect horizontally. As a result of the fall, this vertical aspect was suppressed. However, once you enable the horizontal connection, God becomes the Lord of your conscience. Your, the owner of your conscience, actually. That's what he say. God is love, so it's the love, is the life and the lineage. Why, if we do not unite one with God, we cannot feel and understand it. If we become 0 point, if we can become zero, then God can appear as a owner. In that 0 point, God, we can connect to God. Then God can become the owner of our conscience. If you can become zero, no, become empty, God can appear. Then God can become the owner and appear in our conscious. So in order to meet God, we have to become 0 point. High name settlement, meaning you have to become zero. Otherwise, God cannot appear in you. Mm. The 6.5 billion people in the world today are full of center, many living with the illusion that their own way of life is the best. However, until someone achieve a direct relationship with God in accordance with the absolute standard of 90-degree angle, no one will be able to find the path to salvation. So 65 point billions people, they having their own concept. They're living in their own way. Uh, the 90 degree, the shortest way. The path of a true parent, true teacher, and true owner I'm walking will allow the people of the world who are going 6.5 billion separate ways to connect to God as a 90-degree angle. In order to connect to the 90 degree, the vertical line, that is the way it is conscious. So the requirement is the one who God has charged to practice and demonstrate personally alive based on that truth and submission to the conscious. So how ourselves can reach that 90-degree position. No? How can we restore ourselves in that 90-degree position? That is to remove the shadow in mind. So the work, our practice. Number 7, so live the present moment, meaning bring back your own awareness and focus on this moment. Meaning you have to become 0 point. In Buddhism, they also have this kind of practice like meditation in order to remove their own self concept. So if you can become zero, to reach that 0 point state, our church, uh, we didn't practice this potion, but now we have this high non-settlement. We have to return to that 0 point. For that, uh, when we converse with our conscious, how we do the conversation with consciousness, is that we have to bring back our awareness, because our cultural difference, maybe I don't know if you understand the meaning of bring back your awareness, your own awareness. The meaning is you look at yourself in this moment. Try to, you feel your present self or this time. So you will see, you will clearly see the present moment. Otherwise, in your mind, you are thinking many things. Your mind was brought to somewhere else. But if you can bring back your awareness, present, you can focus in the present moment, the things around, the people around yourself. So now, so what you can hear now. So you bring back your awareness. Now, what did you hear? Uh, so you hear my voice, you hear my words. You heard my translator. You hear the projector's voice, the aircon's voice, a sound. You hear the brother sister around you, the way the voice they made. If you have the focus on the present moment, you can hear many voice and sound. Uh, then you can feel your body present moment. How is your body? What did you feel? You are typing in your laptop. You put your hand on the table. You sitting down with your butt. Mm. You can feel the chair. Your feet is on the floor. When you bring back your awareness, you can feel those things. If you do not bring back your awareness, you can, though you are here, you have ears, but you have the brain, but you control, dominate by those thoughts inside in your brain, your mind. You cannot feel that feeling in the ears or in your body. Because just only all kinds of thoughts come out about the church, about tomorrow, about all thoughts are coming out. Mm. So that's like not your present self. Then you start to worry about the things, all kinds, and start to think, criticize people. The mind comes out. Also worry about something else. Mm. So that so our thoughts is try to find all kinds of things. That if we can bring back our own awareness, our self awareness, so those thoughts will disappear. You will not be affected by those thoughts. Like you become 0 point, come back to the present moment. All those religious people, they do meditation in order to remove those the thoughts in them. So then if we can bring back our self-awareness, that's the 0 point. So that's the 0 point that you're sending. Do not affected by your thoughts. So that's the position that you are in. I When I converse with conscious, when I start from that, bring back my self-awareness first, then I can start to converse with my conscious. So from that position, bring back your self-awareness. From the 0 point, you can converse, you can meet God, you can feel God. That's the shortest distance that with God. I found out this point. Oh, after I joined the church, I experienced this to bring back self-awareness. Then you can converse with the conscious. Then you have that shortest distance with God. That's the 0 point. God can appear. God is here. Uh, so go beyond your limitation, become 0. So become 0. me- be, of course, go beyond limitation, you will make God. But go back to the 0 point. You can make God. You can feel God. That's why, brothers sisters, in your daily life, to try to practice that, uh, bring back your self-awareness. Otherwise, you continue think many things. You're just affected, dominated by your thoughts only. Uh, yeah, you can become like observe yourself. I'm thinking like this. I'm thinking to do like this. I worry people's judgment on me. Uh, then then bring back yourself. Then you see, I saw the lecture, I saw the lights. So bring back always back to the present moment. If you realize that you are trapped and chained by some conceptual concept, you must bringing yourself back to the present moment right away. And you think, I'm doing this now with this awareness. Look at everything in front of you. Listen to all the sounds around and sense your body is feeling, and perceive the voice in your brain. And look, then try to observe and feel it. You look at me, bring back your awareness and look at me. Then in this moment, do you have worry? You have any uneasy? You have any fear? You have? Right? No, right? Right, there's no. In this moment, you don't have any fear or unsecure. When you bring back your awareness, there's only freedom and peace and happiness. Mm. That's it. Those negative feeling, struggling, fears, that's because of your fallen nature that was created due to your fallen nature. How we are affected and dominated by those thoughts, the fallen thought. That's why we always blame people and always worry about our own and want to protect ourselves. Just those means time and efforts was wasted for that purpose. So we have to restore our original self. Even when we are working, also, when you found out I was affected by my concepts, I worry about the future. I am thinking about those past bad experience. So try to observe yourself. Uh, then you not try not to be, how to say, dominated by it. Then try to catch your original self. So before we dominate the universe, we have to dominate ourselves. So meaning to not be affected, dominated by your fallen concept. Try to really hold your own original mind. Mm. Brothers, sisters, can can you try to do it? In order to realize Chongyigu, if we are still dominated by the fallen concept and suffered, that our the situation have to really remove, because Chongyigu honor is the mind and body unity. So we have to restore, return to our original self. So from the moment that you bring back yourself, your awareness, so that's the moment, the shortest distance, that's the place that you have your mind and body united. So please, in everyday daily life, try to always remind yourself for this point. Bring back your self-awareness that I was now affected, dominated by the conventional concept, that you notice that point and try to bring yourself back to the present moment. So try to focus. So always try to remind yourself to practice this every moment. This is important. One person, there's a person among these 21 works, he feels that the most important one, the most important work for him, he said this is the most important work for him to practice. That's why I strive very hard to really practice this work much, to bring back your self-awareness, to focus the present moment. Then that's the shortest distance you can make God, and you can converse with your conscious, to not be affected by all the different kinds of thoughts, values, thoughts in your mind. Mm. So continue to practice it. And now we will do the work, practice the work, empty your empty self heart. True Mother. True Mother said, please unite with me as one. Uh, why she say like that? In Japan, we have a Song Yong Chong president before, I think. Song Yong Chong. That's. There are four kinds of fallen natures. Failing to take God's standpoint, leaving one's position, reversing dominion, and multiplying criminal act. The starting point of these four fallen natures are the same. That is centered on myself. In other words, self-centered one time one elder member, Sarkyuja, the elder member, he asked True Father, how do you make it to live for the sake of others out of all your whole life? Father answered, it is because I throw away all self-centered heart. That's what Father answered. So Sakija asked Father again, what is a self-hearted mind? A heart, a self-centered heart. True Father answered, self-centered heart is the heart centering on myself. Based on True Father's words, all self-centered thoughts, words, and deeds can be expressed by one word, self-centered heart, meaning the fallen nature. Without eliminating those fallen natures, we cannot practice true love and become true human being. Self-centered heart means all those are self-centered thoughts, deeds, words. So that's all our fallen nature. True mother. Why we cannot become one with true mother? Because we have the self-centered heart. That's the reason. Self-centered heart. It's it. We didn't recognize that is our fallen nature. That that's why wherever so all the time we still try to centering our own thoughts and try to judge others. Then we create many shadows. There, this kind of self-centered judgment or concept, then meaning we have to let all this go. That's why we do this kind of practice, work exercise, in order to remove our self-centered heart. This practice exercise is very effective. Very good impact. What is the contents like this? The thoughts of fear that comes to my mind that has nothing to do with my true self. So in your heart, you don't need to say it out. Just say in your heart that this and that comes to into my mind. All kinds of thoughts in your mind that you say it has nothing to do with me, my true self. I think like this. I afraid like this. All the so so try to say it. These contents, or your bad experience, or even your good is whatever. All kinds of feeling that is has nothing to do with my true self, and let it go. Meaning to just remove all the thoughts in yourself. That's one person asked me, so, I want to eat this so I can be happy. I want to do this so I can be happy. I want to go there so I can be happy. So also have to remove this kind of thoughts. Is that bad thoughts? One person's question like this. It's not bad thoughts, but those are good. That they are good things. If you eat something, you will be happy. Of course, yeah, you buy things, you play. That's what make you happy. That's not bad things. But our thoughts is, if I do not experience it, I am not happy. So your desire, expectation, I want to have this like that. Yeah. So even you eat and eat, or you buy and buy, still not satisfied. Because our desire was not fulfilled. So again, you have other desire. Uh, so you're trying to find something to satisfy your inner self. So no matter how much you do, you're still not satisfied. But our spiritually is internal self is one to meet God. That can make you happy. So even you eat or you buy, you try to satisfy yourself with external things. It will never work. That's why do not be dominated by the material things. One person, another person. Uh, if you think of somebody, then you feel very bad feeling toward him, or you afraid that you cannot have a good result, or you have be judged. Actually, God did not desire this kind of fear feelings. So you have to. That's why you have to say, oh, this kind of feeling has nothing to do with my true self. That it go. Uh, like providence goal is for God, for all humankind. That is the good things. But the problem is the way we look at our attitude, look at the providence, the activity events. So that's why with those thoughts, we have to try to remove it. Or those thoughts that I have to do this, I must be like that, be like this. So try to also remove all these kind of thoughts. Make yourself empty yourself, and then all those any kinds of thoughts, good or bad, never mind. Just try to make yourself zero, become nothing. So that's the purpose. This work is to make yourself become 0 point. You might think that is strange to those things is not good or something. You have so many questions about. Anyway, just try to remove all the thoughts in your mind. So, so we continue practice this. Then you will think. So what is myself? So you think there's nothing can come out. So, so that's want to you to experience this. So without the concept of self, you might feel that you have united into one with everything. In the state of non-self, you might feel that you're at high noon. So we hope, and then we hope you can really prolong that kind of feeling. That can you feel more longer peace. If after lunch you might sleep, if you close your eyes, so you can open your eyes and do this practice. Yeah. So open your eyes and then follow my leading. Try to imagine. I will guide you. True Mother said we have to let go everything. True Father told us we have to understand the concept of fall. If we become 0 point, we can have God appear in ourselves. I want to become zero. I want to be non-self, everything empty in myself. One. Now I record someone. I have struggling with this person. I have bad experience with him. When I think of him, all those fear and anger, the bad feelings come out. The kind of feeling is not my true self. All those thoughts has nothing to do with my true self. Then if I think another person who gives me fear and struggling, or the things I couldn't accomplish, or those feeling that I criticize myself, that has nothing to do my true self. My thoughts, my worry, my fear, that my thoughts just go around all those things has nothing to do with myself, my true self. After this seminar, I can eat something good, or after this seminar, I can go and buy something to happy, or I can go somewhere to play and have fun. Now, stress, many stress. I want to make myself happy. And, through the external things, I want to have happiness. That all have nothing to do with my true self. I must do this, I must do that. those I really like pushing myself. Oh, I if I do not do this, if I cannot do this, how people will look at me. Those kind of worry is have nothing to do with my true self. And all those past memory and this present, I have to do this, or in the future I worry. Those things has nothing to do with my true self. All those thoughts now in my mind has nothing to do with my true self. I I will let go everything, even my self mind has nothing to do with my true self. I will let go everything. My experience before, position, knowledge, I will let it go. Become zero. God, please appear within me. That way, the empty self has a peace, and what will appear in me when my childhood, when I saw the beautiful nature, those sceneries, I can feel the good smell of the grasses. I can see the sun, the beautiful shine. That's my image, right? Be be in one with everybody. I want to realize the peaceful and happy world. When I see around the sceneries, everything is God's love. There's freedom and peace, and it's a happy world. It's just here in this moment. Everything will connect to God's love. It's in oneness. Heavenly parents, true parents, thank you very much. I will, I will fulfill God and true parents' to dream. My mind and body can be in one, according to my original mind, and unite with true parents to fulfill Chongyu good. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. If you close eyes, might get sleepy. In this moment, I mean, after the lunch is quite hard, difficult moment, especially meditation. But today, uh, even today, we couldn't do it very well. But you try to practice the work again and again. When you do this, your relationship with your family members surely will get developed. Uh, members, among the members, also many people worry about me has a trouble with a family relationship, but it's very important for us because we have this self-centered heart. That's why we got so many struggle and worry. So, so try to not to those you are trying to criticize others. Those I have nothing to do with myself, true self. So you try to do it practice 4 5 minutes. Then you will really become zero. Then if you I- then you really feel for you will understand you are always the one. I mean, you are denying others. That's not yourself really. Then you can really, then your real true heart will appear, come out. Spouse, your children, your brothers, sisters, you can really find out the beauty of them. That's why please try to practice this work and to let go everything. Very effective. Please continue to practice this. The more you practice it, the more grace and blessing you will receive. By doing this work, then you can experience this God's words, these contents. When we when we become aware of how we are connected to one another, the way to unite will open up. Ignorance and fallen nature block our awareness of the reality that we are not separate beings. When with love and truth we scale the high wall of ignorance and cross the wide river of fallen nature, we meet our original human nature. At that place we feel a presence of God that makes us tremble. When we always thank God, ponder the will of God, true parents, and govern our lives and the world, the love. If we can do this work, we can feel God, and we can feel the all things that we're in one. The we can unite with one with true parents and unite with brother sister in the world as one. So we have to vision and look for this state. How can we unite as one? First and foremost, we need to meet our true parents. But this is not an easy thing to do because our ancestors do well, lower part. We need to awake our conscious. Our conscious is the second heavenly parents. When it is fully awakened, we can live a life of continue enlightenment through a spirit and truth, a life of prayer and the gratitude of everything. We can hear the voice of our heavenly parents through us and resonate with us. So you can have the real feeling of God. If you become zero, you can really feel the presence of God. You will be so inspired. I believe you can experience this. Become zero. I think you did not have this kind of experience much before. So please, so those thoughts, and you try to think, the things have this has nothing to do with my truth. So try to really let those thoughts go away, and then you can really become zero. To experience the in oneness, the kind of a world, the kind of a state. This is important. Then how to remove the shadow in our mind. To feel a true love illuminator. Illuminator meaning you become the person that can give lights out for others. That's the meaning of that illuminator. Reverend Kamal, his physical health. He's talking about health and also spiritual health a while ago. Give out lights. This work exercise is very good for our health, for our mind and body's health. Mm. Let's try to read the Father's words here. I have already mentioned that a life of a vertical alignment is like the noontime sun that casts no shadow. If we can all shine as we live in the light, we will not cast the shadow of sin. Lead an illuminated life of eternal true love that dissipates the darkness. This true parents will. I think so far nobody really fulfilled this, realized this word, being did us these words too. Uh, meaning you can become the complete zero. Oh, so actually, it's the moment that you can. The meditation also they're looking for this point that you can become 0 point in that when you can return to that 0 point. That's the meaning. In there, in that 0 point, there's a conscious. We heard that in go to spiritual God is like an illuminator. We are so that's why true parents told us to become a illuminator. We can give our lights to others. So there's no shadow. That's why, brother, sister, you try open your eyes. It's okay. Then you try to imagine the lights, and then you try to expand the light, spread the lights out. Usually we close because in our data we mean we are open our eyes, so it's okay that you try to practice with the eyes open. Then you try to expand the light from yourself, within yourself. Let's try to give out the light. My conscious is the second God. God is the illuminator in the spirit world. My conscious also God is there. So from me also become the illuminator. Then we will give out the heat, the light. So so from our head to our toe, our whole body is an illuminator. We can. My body is full of the light. Then I will make it 3 times greater. So like you call your spouse to come in front of you, then you give light to your spouse, and that her also full of light, and two of you unite in one. Try to imagine that, and then you ask your wife, your spouse, how do you feel that you have all full of light? Uh, then your wife will say to you, Papa, thank you very much. Uh, Thank you for your love. Mm. The, then try to feel that the response from your spouse. Then two of you feel grateful. Uh, then now call your children in front of you. Then your children also full of light. So all of you become in one. Then ask your children, how are you? How do you feel? And children said, thank you, Papa and Mama. Ask your grandchildren, how are you? They will say, we are all in one. Thank you very much. That kind of happiness and joy. Then try to expand this kind of light to all our brother sister in the church, expand to our tribe, and then all our family, our tribe become in one. We are one family. We are all very happy. Then let the light, that this light, and that's go expanded to Thailand, expanded to whole Malaysia and Thailand. Now we are all in one. Thank you very much. With this appreciation, you can feel it, the gratitude. Mm. Then from Malaysia, Thailand, that's expanded to the light to the whole Korea. Mm. That's expand the light again up to the whole humankind in the whole world. Thank you very much, heavenly parents and true parents. We are so grateful. Then let's expand the light up to the universe, up to the spirit world. The whole universe has become in one because of this. Because of this, our illuminators light. Thank you very much. Do you feel the gratitude to God and true parents? Thank you very much. Like this is to expand the light. You have you feel the, I have to say, the lights are coming out. When the lights are expanding, did you think there's any space for the shadows? Right there's no space for shadow, right? There's no there's a no thoughts, any thoughts, right? Because you become zero, so you feel the oneness, right? When like this moment, you will have God's love full of you. Then you feel the state is like mind and body is united. You to feel the light. That light is our the spiritual elements. That's written in the divine principle. Uh, true love, true love, true love is our spiritual elements. Can heal our sickness. Mm. It can heal our spiritual sickness. Mm. My my wife is sick. Mm. We feel the limitation of this medical world, and so just means for the Chinese how to say qigong. The Chinese like from your body you will give out some energy, even from your hand, and this like kind of Chinese kung fu will also have that kind of practice. So if you can see that there's energy come out, actually I can see those things. So I said, even I don't need to learn those Chinese kung fu. I can have the same effect. Yes. So 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 there's people that did not use the medical way, but they try to practice those Chinese kung fu to heal their health sickness. Mm. So there are some group or religious group also practice this kind healing. In our Asian hospital also trying to teach this kind of Chinese way. Qigong, qigong. Mm. It's like we saying here to keep our lights. My daughter is my daughter is learning those nursing education, and then the one child's mother has cancer, a cancer stuff. So everybody try to give the lights to the mother. So that mother was healed by the lights. The, so meaning everybody try to imagine the mother is healed, and then he is full of the light. So everybody try to imagine and send light to her. So that really the mother check up the cancer was gone. Mm. So it is try to imagine the healing of image. That's why we 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 can have God's love, the light. We can send this light and then to people. Then meaning also all because of God's love, we can be healthy. And our spirit, our soul, all can be healthy. Mm. So because of the light, we can be in one. So if, we want you to pray. So not only pray by words, but really to feel it. Then because of God's love, the spiritual elements, then we can receive this grace. You are leaders, so you have to prepare a Sunday service. So you try to give image and then give out the lights for your Sunday service. The Sunday. Uh, so from you yourself, you try to experience it. Ten minutes break. We talk about next. We talk about the converse with our conscious.